Good morning, everybody. Utah Steve back for another hiking adventure. Today we will be hiking down into this to enjoy some of the fall scenery. The leaves are changing on the trees and it's just beautiful. My hiking companion today, as usual, is Scraps. He's very anxious to get going. Apparently he thinks we're getting back in the car, and then we just got out. It's a beautiful, crisp autumn day, beginning of October 2022. And it's probably 50 degrees right now, 9 a.m. So it's gonna warm up to about 70 today. We're not in a hurry. Kids are in school. And I just thought it was the perfect opportunity to get out and enjoy nature and share it with you guys. So here we go. Isn't that beautiful? We're going down that way. Our trail should be right here. Yep. Right there. Scraps has the right idea. Some information. It's kind of beat up and weathered, like it hasn't been maintained very well. The plexiglass on those plaques is all cracked. It's been a while since I hiked this trail. It's one of my favorites. There aren't very many people at the trailhead back there, just a few cars, so we should mostly have the place to ourselves, especially, you know, on a Monday. It's not the weekend anymore, so most people are back at work. I don't go back to work until tonight, so here we are. It's one of a few bridges along this trail. Close to the city, so of course you get the graffiti, which is a bunch of crap. No water. In the springtime, this is probably much more impressive, but for now, just a dry riverbed. We will probably be encountering water, though. It's kind of strange. There's a hammock strung up right there. Between those two trees, I think what I'm going to do is just hike up there, make sure everything's okay. This isn't the first time I've seen something sketchy through here, but usually people won't leave a hammock, perfectly good hammock, behind. So we'll climb up there and look at it. Huh. Just an off-brand, inexpensive hammock. It's been here a long time. It's really weathered. It's supposed to be that color. Perfectly good. And if it's left here, it's gonna ruin those trees. It looks like it's been here long enough. Let me just step up here. Yeah. Probably someone homeless. Towel, some kind of like a canvas bag, a beer can. I am not okay with this. It's going to eventually have the tree grow right over it, and because it's been here so long, I'm gonna wrap it up and take it out. I don't have space in my pack for all that crap, but even if this is someone's little secret spot, that hammock's been there a long time. Maybe as much as a year, through an entire winter. So we're gonna remove it from these poor trees. And if you're watching this, it happens to be yours, just email me and I'll give it back. And there you go. I'll packaged up. When I pulled the string tight on this, powder flew into the air, which means these ropes are really weathered. But look what it's done. They've been carving their initials on the tree. You can see here where it's starting to wear into the tree, starting to damage it. Trees are living things too. It's okay to have a hammock up, you know, for camping and hanging out and all that kind of thing, but typically people don't leave it up here indefinitely. So whoever's this is, I apologize if you come back and are disappointed that you don't have your hammock, but I'm happy to return it. Just shouldn't be left here indefinitely like that. One problem we always have being close to the city: more graffiti and stuff like this just left laying around. So if this is yours, let me know. Nice and shady through here. A pine tree right in the middle of all these quaking aspens. Scrub oak. He's been here a long time. There's another one right over here. At least they have each other, right? So you look around, there aren't too many pines right through here, but we're going to kind of brush by some pines and spruces. If you look over that way, that's Wheeler Creek. Quite a few spruces on that mountainside. But we're going this way. Right? Right. Those amazing colors. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it's absolutely breathtaking. For some reason on this hike, Scraps keeps wanting to go back the other way. Every time I stop, he starts heading back that way, towards the car. He's having fun, but he's confused. He doesn't know which direction we're going. And part of that is because I have to go back and get the camera, grab it, go forward again. He's all confused. No, we're not going that way. We're still not going that way, bud. We're going this way. He has no idea what's going on. He keeps looking back every once in a while to make sure I'm there. I'm kind of attached to you there, buddy. Look at this view. Quite beautiful. Parking lot is way up in there. These beautiful trees, scrub oak. It's pretty amazing. Nature's fireworks. Come on, buddy. Got some red ones up here. So this is a perfect example of the contrast in this area. Vegetation. We have the scrub oak. And of course the changing colors. We have sagebrush. Beautiful mountains. Those are the mountains near my home. On the other side of that is Ogden. And then over there on that hillside you have spruce and pine. Lots of open meadows that are still somewhat green. So amazing how much there is to see. I'm guessing there used to be a sign on this that somebody thought would look better in their bedroom or living room. It's crazy that somebody will hike out here. This amazing beauty. And just see something like that and think, I should take that home. It's ridiculous. Look how this opens up right here. Wow. If you could see that with the naked eye, it's much bigger in real life. That's incredible. These colors are just starting to bloom. And there used to be a campground down in here along that road called Bobcat. You can still find it on some maps. I tried to find it once, many years ago. I went looking for it. I went on a quest. And exactly where it was pinpointed on the map, it was so overgrown that it was impossible to find. No remnants whatsoever. Just trees and grass like you see now. No signs that there was ever a campground there. Let's keep going this way, bud. Too many choices. That way, this way. This is the way we're going. Just keep going straight ahead, buddy. I think he's a little nervous because we're moving so far away from the car. He's still getting used to this whole hiking experience. Eventually, we're going to stop. Take a breather. There should be some water flowing up here. Let Scraps get a drink. I have water with me. I also have a water filter if I need it. I may or may not. I don't know. Basically, I'm going to hike in for a couple of hours. Stop, rest, take in the beauty, the scenery. If I'm hungry, eat. I don't know if I will be. Kind of a big breakfast in preparation for this hike. And then hike out a couple of hours back to the car. So that's the plan today. This is a loop that I'm on. I think we should have time to do the whole loop, but I'm not positive. Right now I've been hiking about an hour, but I'm not pounding a lot of miles. I'm not making a lot of distance, and that's because I'm stopping to film, take pictures, that kind of thing. And by the way, if you're interested, I always take pictures on my hikes, my outings, in the outdoors, and I post them on my Instagram. I'll put that on the screen right now. And here are some samples from the past of some of the photos I've taken. So if you're interested in seeing another perspective of these outings, just follow me on Instagram. I have it set at private because I was getting followed by a lot of bots, so you will have to request a follow. What's that? Someone coming up the trail. Got his attention. Save me. Okay, we're coming from up in there, working our way down. I think after this turn, it looks like we're starting to go further down into the trees. There should be some water down this way, if I remember correctly. So we just came from that bridge down there. Just had a conversation with that gentleman there about the leaves changing, that he thought there would be more color than there is. I agree. Just means we have to come back. We're about to cross this bridge. And as you can see, there's a little bit of water down there. And Scraps knows it. So I'm going to let him get a drink, and mostly it's dry through here. I think we climb up around this little ridge here, and that's where I remember the water being. I believe it's Wheeler Creek that runs through there. So this is our view from the bridge. We're down in the bottom of the hole now. Get down here. Come on. Come on. Go. Get a drink. Get a drink. There you go. Oh, come on. You got to be thirstier than that. Thirstier? More thirsty. Get a drink. Come on, dingus. Get a drink. Go. Get a drink. That it? All right. Maybe he's not as thirsty as I thought he was. Okay, here's the sign I was thinking of. Yeah, I think it loops through Icebox. I can hear the water down there. That's where we want to be. All right, look at that. Beautiful color. So we are going to go to the right, down this way. Okay, come on, buddy, you lead the way. Follow the trail. Come on, go. There you go. Oh, this is beautiful. If I remember right, this trail just goes down to right to a very impressive creek. And that's probably where we'll finally rest for a bit. I do want to go through Icebox Canyon. I like that loop. It comes back out where we started at the trailhead. I can hear some distant voices. Haven't encountered too many people on the trail so far. That last gentleman I encountered, he must have been in his 80s, hiking strong, cheerful disposition, very peaceful feeling about him. I can only hope that I'll be that old man in a few years, a few decades, but still, I hope I'm still hiking and still really appreciating this incredible beauty. It's amazing to me that I'm literally half an hour from my home by car. It's all it takes to get out into nature from where I live. I feel very fortunate for that. I know there are people watching who don't have those luxuries. Look at that. Or maybe they do live close to nature and they just can't get out for health reasons or whatever. So I hope my videos help in that respect. It's probably my biggest motivator because, you know, I could come out and take these hikes without a camera and enjoy it every bit as much. But I'd rather share it with you. I hear that creek. My memory has served me well. We come down this hill. We will go right by the creek. Here comes some people. A family of 4 hiking up here. Look like older mom and dad with their adult daughters, if I were to guess. As steep as this is coming up, I'm going down, but they were going up. They all had smiles on their faces. It's hard to come out in this and not smile. Not have it affect your mood and make you happy. Go. This is incredible. Look at this tunnel of color. Go. So beautiful. It's kind of rocky right through here, so I've had to slow down a bit. Don't want to jack up my knee again. We're coming to another bridge, which is probably going to have water under it by the sound of it. Well, I was wrong. This is not a bridge over troubled waters like the Simon and Garfunkel song. By the way, that was the #1 song the day I was born. So if you want to know how old I am, look up what year Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water was #1 on the Billboard charts. And you will know my age, if you also know math. Wow, look at this. We're almost to the water. Yeah. Are you so excited? Yay. And this trail is going to meet this creek any second now. And I do know some spots along Icebox Canyon where we could stop right next to the river and rest. we still have a half hour till we hit that 2-hour mark of hiking. Yeah, here's the creek down here. Right there. We're going to be walking right along it as we go, so we're not going to stop here. Come on, this way. Always wanting to go the other way. I don't get it. Getting into the spruces now. Look at that. It's a lot cooler down here in the bottom. So the leaves have changed colors more plentifully. Sometimes the words just don't come out right, but that is quite beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, snort. Let's go down that way. Just follow the trail, buddy. I think he wants to get near the water, and we will soon enough. He keeps wanting to head downhill towards it. See, nope. Come on, this way. I know. He's thirsty again. So maybe that stagnant water he drank out of didn't taste very good. Look at that. Here's our surroundings right now. Not trying to make anyone dizzy, just moving as I move, as I look at all of the foliage. Still so beautiful down in here. Still a lot of green left. Not for much longer though. I don't know where that goes. I think it's just right along the creek and then up the hill there. So we have come right up to the creek at this point. Let's see if Scraps wants a drink. Come on. You want a drink? You want a drink? It's crazy. I keep thinking he's super thirsty. He keeps wanting to head towards the water. And then when we do, he takes a couple of sips and he's like done. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Crystal clear mountain water. Just like Grandma used to make. This way. Let's go, let's go. I gotta find a spot to rest, my friend. Scraps isn't showing any signs of slowing down. He's 9 years old and still trucking. He seems to really be enjoying his hike. Yeah, as long as I let him explore a little bit. There's some beautiful mushrooms. There's one growing right out the end of this stump. Come on. Let's go that way. Come on, let's go, let's go. Let's keep moving. So I'm pretty sure we are officially in Icebox Canyon. And it is much colder down here. Probably because we're close to the water and it's so enclosed, encompassed about, surrounded by and encumbered upon by foliage. It's incredible, isn't it? You like this, buddy? And in the winter, you can imagine how much colder it is down here than it is up there where we came from. Thus the name Icebox Canyon. Here's another bridge. This one actually over troubled water. Right there. Trail really goes down right here. You think you're at the bottom and then it drops even more. Down, down, down. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow, there's still some wildflowers trying for some glory. We're still going down. Go. Man, what a perfect day to take a hike. There's a spot up here. We should be getting close to it. It's 11 a.m. now, so we've been hiking for 2 hours off and on. You know, taking pictures and video slows me down, but I think we just found it. We did. Just as I'm talking about it, here's that spot. So here's the creek. There's the spot I was thinking of. So we're gonna set up right here, talk about what's in my pack, and just check out some of the scenery around here, catch our breath. Let Scraps relax for a while. But this is home for a little bit. Whoa, it's a little bit damp, but I brought my sit pad. Joe gave me this years ago, my buddy Joe. Keep my butt dry and keep things soft. Here's what we got in our pack today. If you can hear me over the river, This is the hammock I found, of course. Got a liter of water. This is my Sawyer Squeeze, the regular size. I prefer this over the Sawyer Mini. It flows better and it really doesn't weigh that much more. So if I need it, I don't know if I will. Got my little cook pot. Inside there is a stove and some foil, I think, for windscreen. Some fuel, of course. My roll pack. I show this in practically every video, but I emphasize its importance. Hygiene, fire kit, first aid, and a couple of lighters. So this is everything I need if things go south on me. Or, you know, I also carry medications in here, Tylenol, ibuprofen, melatonin to sleep at night if I'm camping. This always comes with me. It's a necessity. I think my last hike that I took, my last video I made, I forgot to bring that. I've got a neck knife, Mora neck knife, which also I believe has a fire starter that's supposed to attach here, but I don't have it with me. Of course, we've got Indy, our new mascot, replacing Bob Jr. There he is, having his adventure out on his second hike ever. I've got a towel. I've got my glasses case. In fact, yes, I remembered. I'm going to switch these out. Here's the food I brought. I don't know how much I'll need it, but I am going to give some to Scraps. I brought him something. What's in here? This is mac and cheese with hot dogs, freeze-dried. My buddy Kent gave me this months ago, and I've never used it. And I don't know if I'll need it on this trip. I thought I might be hungry enough for lunch, but I'm not too hungry right now. But this will get used eventually. I'm always carrying it around with me. It's been on a few hikes, but it's never been torn into. So soon, a little MRE spoon. Iced tea, lemon flavored. I don't know if I'll use that. I've got some Gatorade orange. I might use that. Trail mix. I don't know. I'm just not super hungry. I'm more thirsty than anything. Knocked Indy over. His first injury. Okay, and then finally I have this. This is from an MRE. This is a meat patty. It's my least favorite thing in all of MRE history. Beef patty grilled jalapeno pepper jack flavor. What I'm gonna do is heat it up in my stove, just warm it through and give it to Scraps. I think he'll enjoy it. He won't be as picky as I am, I don't think. I don't know how the spiciness will go over. If it's very spicy, I'll have to sample it and we'll see. I think for now, I'm gonna heat this up. I am mildly hungry. Maybe I will make this. I'll make some. I'll make a serving, like maybe half a cook pot worth of this, and maybe try some of the trail mix. And then when I've used all the water for this and the patty, we will refill our water with filtered water and make the Gatorade. And I think I'll hold off on the trail mix. I think that's our plan. We'll be here at this little campsite for about an hour before we have to head back to the car. I thought by now I might have to take off my flannel shirt, but it's pretty chilly in these trees. So it stays on. It's my little BRS camp stove, super lightweight. See if we can get it right. There we go. Really? So what we're gonna do is just take the beef patty. This is yours, buddy. Yeah. We're gonna just tuck it down in the water. Don't really need the lid, but it'll help it heat up faster. So I'm not going to get it hot, just warm through. I really appreciate everybody's support. My last video was kind of a downer. I had some built up stuff I just needed to talk about as far as the channel goes, and it needed to be addressed. So. And I know some people unsubscribed after I posted it. That's fine. But sometimes, you know, this creative endeavor can backfire on a person pretty easily. And there's some nasty, mean people in the world. I think most stay away or don't comment at all. My channel's purpose is not to show what an expert I am in anything. It never has been. I don't know why people who are experts always have to get on and not just my channel, but anybody's channel and badmouth the way they do things. My goal is to take you out in nature and show you nature and have some fun camping. And you know, even when my kids were in the videos, I was trying to show that anybody can do this. But people always had to nitpick and find problems with what I was doing. So it hasn't stopped me, obviously. I'm still here. I just, from now on, you get deleted and blocked if there's a negative comment, and that's the end of it. I won't even mention you. You won't get the glory you're after for your expertise in everything. So the rest of you, thank you so much. There were some very kind comments after that post. Hopefully from here on out things improve, not just with the channel but in life in general. I'm hoping things start looking up. You know, it's been a rough few years, and I'm just really trying to pick myself up, dust myself off, and regain my momentum that I used to have. So I do plan on some outings in the near future. At least a couple are on the back burner right now, and there will be hikes like this one in the meantime. I'd like to get out next week actually and make another video when the colors have changed even more, a different trail, but it's getting there. It's just not quite where I hoped it would be. Thank you everybody who have remained with me and continue to watch the channel. I'm just trying to put something good out into the world, because we live in a world now that is full of negativity. It's swimming in it. It's angry and nasty, and I just want my channel to be a place of refuge, a place of peace, a place to relax and enjoy being out in nature. And that's it. I'm not going to talk about who's better at what. You know, I'm not going to criticize other channels. None of that. That's not my goal at all. I have better things to do than pick apart my fellow human beings. If you're here and you're watching this, thank you. I will never ask you to subscribe. I will never ask you to like, comment, and hit the ring notification. I know I just said all that ironically, but that is the most annoying thing to me on YouTube videos, is when people jump on and say all that. It just makes me nuts. I don't know what it is. Like, no kidding, it's YouTube. You're supposed to, if you like a channel, you subscribe to them. If you want to be updated, you hit the little bell, which is kind of stupid. It used to be that you just subscribed to a channel and you were notified that they had a new video out. And now you have to subscribe, hit the bell. YouTube is constantly changing. I wouldn't say evolving, I'd say devolving. Freedom of speech is very limited. You get knocked down for the silliest things. And also, I'm surprised, you know, people who speak against YouTube aren't erased from YouTube. I've seen a lot of people do it, and I'm like, wow. I'm surprised with how restrictive YouTube has become. That people aren't just, the channels don't just vanish. If my channel ever completely vanishes, that's probably why. Because I appreciate the opportunity to be on YouTube. I'm grateful for it, but at the same time, I struggle with some of the restrictions they have. When I started YouTube, it was very easy to become monetized, and by now I would have been easily a monetized channel. But they keep changing the rules. They keep changing what qualifies as monetization because they don't want to pay people. Oh no, that's not enough. Now you have to do this. Now you have to jump through this hoop. Now jump over that obstacle. Now go through this hoop. Now you can get some money. Oh wait, we came up with another one. It's just constant. So I've given up on that idea. What I'm probably going to do in the near future is you'll probably see sponsored material on here that have to do with the outdoors, that have to do with the channel directly. Only things that I feel are constructive and will help build the channel up. And outside of that, you know, I don't have a Patreon or anything like that, so I'm just doing this because I love to. I'm not doing this as a job for my living or anything like that. I'm just here because I want to share this with people. That's honest to God, the truth. So, it looks like this is getting pretty warm. I just turned it over. Should be ready for Scraps any minute now. I don't want to get it too hot. Let's see if Scraps will eat this meat patty from an MRE. I'll keep that water in there and use it for the macaroni since it's already hot. So let's go ahead and open this and I'll show you. I'm gonna drain it. Nothing like liquid meat. All right, see, it looks like this. There it is. Want some? It smells just like canned dog food. That smell is hitting me even from here. So let's see if Scraps likes it. Does it smell good? Oh, we have a winner. I found someone who will eat these. Here's what the middle looks like. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. It's just like a pressed meat patty. Sit down. Sit. Yeah. That's tasty, huh? Nom, nom, nom. He really likes it. I'm glad he'll eat it. My hands are all gross now. I'm gonna wash them in the river. While the water's still hot, try not to spill. I don't know, maybe I can get it to fit. I don't think I'll eat it all is the problem. I'm just not starving. I think I'll stop there and just save that little bit. Okay, so we will just cover that over and let it steep. Let it do its thing, rehydrate. Scraps is giving me his very nervous look that he gives me every time I sit down and rest somewhere in the mountains. This happens every time I take him out. He thinks we're staying for the night and he doesn't want to. So he will probably be jumping for joy when I clean up and we get going. In the meantime, let's take a look around. There's not a lot to see. This is just like a little almost dugout. I believe this is Wheeler Creek. It's much more impressive in the summer. It comes way up here, as you can see, where it's kind of worn the banks down. There's the mess I've made of camp. Scraps is very uncomfortable. Please don't make us sleep here tonight. Go down to the water. How clear that water is. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that waterfall. There's another one further up in there. You'd really have to hike up the river to see it. What's the matter, buddy? We're okay. Oh, he's dragging his leash. I should take that off. So as far as this trail goes, it just continues up and reconnects with the Wheeler Creek Trail, and then we follow that up back to the trailhead we started at, which is the Art Nord trailhead, and that's where our car is. So it's just one big loop, and it's just a beautiful hike. We have about half an hour till we have to start hiking again, so we hiked from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We're going to sit here till about noon, and then we're going to hike back to the car. I don't think it'll take 2 hours to get back to the car. It's actually not that far from where we're at now, so should be pretty uneventful, but of course I'm going to show you all the way out. That's what I do, so that you can come along with me, because I could use the company, right? Like I always say. So in the meantime, we're gonna have some lunch. It's Halloween season, so I changed my hat to Camp Crystal Lake. If you're unaware, that's from Friday the 13th. I've never seen the movie, but I'm more into scary movies than slasher movies. If you want to see a really good, genuinely spooky movie, watch Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. It's really good. Not little Daniel Radcliffe, grown-up Daniel Radcliffe. He's become quite the amazing actor, and I'm a huge fan of that show. Sleepy Hollow's another good one with Johnny Depp, one of my favorites. Yes, that's a little more slasher, but it's still spooky. What else? The Conjuring, very spooky movies. Those are based on true stories. I'm very much into the paranormal. In fact, I had my kids over the weekend, and we spent the weekend watching Ghost Hunters, old Ghost Hunters episodes, as well as a brand new one. I love that show. I know everybody's got their differing opinions on whether or not it's real, but I just thoroughly enjoy paranormal stuff. Specifically ghosts and hauntings, not so much UFOs and stuff, but it's still interesting. I watch a lot of those kinds of shows. There's one called These Woods Are Haunted on Discovery Plus, and whatever you do, don't watch that and then go camping, especially by yourself. So it's that time of year. In fact, today when my kids get out of school, we're going to decorate the front of the house for Halloween. Let's see, this is the Gatorade, and I am going to use it. I've only used, there's probably 20 ounces of water left in this, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. It only calls for 6 ounces of water, no, 12 ounces of water. So it'll still flavor the water and hydrate me, and at the same time, I won't have to filter any water, because the only water I needed was for the macaroni and cheese and Scraps food. So we're going to try to get it all in here without making a mess. By the way, it looks like that. Like you don't know what orange Gatorade powder looks like. I could use the electrolytes. It's funny, I thought I'd be taking this flannel shirt off, but it's too chilly, especially once I sat still. It's quite chilly in here. It's probably in the upper 40s. I'm not good at that, at guesstimating that. The way my buddy Joe is, he can literally put his hand out and tell what temperature it is. Just a skill he picked up from trucking, putting his hand out the window, and he could guesstimate the temperature, and he's really good at that. I can't do that so much. It's probably warmer than upper 40s, but to me it feels like upper 40s. And my body temperature usually runs higher, so I sleep warm and I don't get very cold unless it's really cold. So there's what it looks like. Not quite Gatorade, more like Tang. Want some? Yeah, Gatorade. Not nearly as sweet as Tang. That is from an MRE from about 15 years ago. My buddy Kent gave me a bunch of MREs from about 15 years ago when he was a cop. And they would go out in the West Desert and help fight wildfires, and they would pass those out. He ended up with a whole bunch of them he didn't need anymore. So I have those at home, and I decided some of the stuff was too sketchy to eat. Some of it looked like it was okay, like this Gatorade powder. It tastes a little different, like aged. I don't know how to explain it. You can tell it's not as fresh as it once was, but I salvaged whatever I thought I could from it that I thought was still usable. This iced tea drink mix was also from that. It's still loose and malleable, however you say that word. It's not clumped up and stuck together. I probably will try it at some point. In the meantime, it also came with, modern MREs have little packets of hot sauce, and this actually came with the little tiny Tabasco bottles. They're pretty much, the Tabasco inside the little bottles has disintegrated, but those are cool little collector's items. They're just that big. I'll throw something up here on the screen showing you that I managed to salvage 7 of the bottles, and they're on my bookshelf at home. They'll probably end up in my man cave eventually. Okay, let's see how this mac and cheese turned out. It's been about 10 minutes, so hopefully it's all hydrated. And it's still pretty soupy. You know, I'm gonna have to add more mac and cheese to it. Let me show you. So you can see there, it's kind of soupy. What I think I'll do is, I wasn't gonna use it all, but I think it's gonna have to be thickened up. It's definitely too soupy at this point. I had to kind of eyeball the water, so I don't know if I put too much water in. Obviously, I might have. This is where the experts jump on and say, dude, you don't know what you're doing when it comes to freeze-dried food. Yeah, I'm gonna heat this up again. I'm gonna let this heat up and then let it cool down and thicken. Maybe it's because I didn't let the water boil first. I just got it really hot. I don't know. My pack, by the way, is the new Outlander Day Pack. And this actually folds up into a neat little suitcase almost looking thing. Let me show you real quick. I love this thing. I've used it for years. I bought it off Amazon. I think they still sell them in a variety of colors. Basically, you open this pocket and stuff it all in. Then you just zip it up. Pretty handy. Just throw that on the back of your big backpack for when you go backpacking. If you need a smaller pack just to take a day hike away from camp. This doesn't weigh much. It's not ultra light, but I'm not an ultra lighter. It's fine if you are. That's it. You should check that out on Amazon. I'm not trying to sell it. This isn't sponsored. I just love this pack. And you just unzip it. Ooh, I better turn that down. My mac and cheese is overflowing. I hate it when my mac and cheese overflows. So you just open it up, shake it out, and then the original pocket zips up into an outside pocket. Like that. Just turns into a backpack. Now, we are definitely boiling. I think that was the problem. I just hadn't, it was hot water, but not boiling. So, we'll just let that marinate for a little bit. Okay, let's see. It boiled for a little bit. It's nice and thick. It looks like it cooked well. It's not soupy anymore. The pasta absorbed the water. Want some? Hot. Whew. It's good. It's good. Tastes just like Kraft dinner, actually. Kraft mac and cheese, whatever. Quite delicious. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. It's just really hot. Well, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my lunch. Listen to the sound of the river. Then I'm going to clean up, and Scraps and I will head on down the trail. I'll show you the rest of this loop. Look, it fogs my glasses up. Can't see. Okay. I really can't. Well, that's it. All cleaned up. Except for Indy here. And just as predicted, Scraps can't wait to get out of here. Huh. Are you so excited that we're not staying? Yes. Okay. So we will say goodbye to our little lunch site. It's not really a campsite. It's too small. I guess you could pull it off. Got a hammock right there. We'll say goodbye and continue through Icebox Canyon. Go back towards Wheeler Creek. That's where we came from, and that's where we're going. A lot of the leaves are on the ground already. Come on, go. Especially right through here. They've already fallen. We are right on time. We left our little campsite right at noon. So I could take 2 hours to hike back, but I doubt it will take that long. Probably not anywhere near that. An hour at the most. I think we were more than halfway around the loop when we stop to rest. Oh, the sun. The sun feels amazing. Been sitting in the shade for so long. It was so cold. Well, it wasn't freezing cold, but it was cold. And the sun feels just incredible right through here. The trail really takes a drop right here. That's quite steep. We'll see how Scraps does. I'm never sure how he'll do in these new settings he's not used to, but he seems more than happy. He's just glad we're not camping overnight. Look at his tail wag. So happy, huh? Yeah, good times. He does not like camping overnight. He's definitely an indoor dog. Not completely, but mostly. Goes right down by the creek again. We separated from it for a little bit. There's a little fire ring right here. Yeah. Anyway, looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. That's not recent at all. You could put a tent there, a small tent, have your fire or a hammock. Beautiful tall spruces. It's quite a beautiful spot, and it's not so close to the water that it's deafening. This would have actually been a good spot to sit and have lunch as well. Something to keep in mind. Back on the trail. Scraps always heads to the water. We're going this way, bud. Look at the color through here. And the way the light hits the leaves is just amazing to me. We should be coming up on a bridge pretty soon. This curves over towards that mountainside, and you can see some of the leaves are dropping already. There are a lot of butterflies, but every time I stop to film one, Scraps tries to eat it. One of his favorite activities is chasing flies. I get a fly in my house, he's all about it. Yeah, the bridge is going to be right down here. See that mountainside there? We're connecting now. We're coming out of Icebox Canyon and connecting to Wheeler Creek Trail. So just around this bend, we will have a bridge. There it is. Da 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 da. Come on, buddy. You're supposed to be leading the way. That big, beautiful yellow oak. So we say farewell to Icebox Canyon, back that way. There's our bridge down there. And hello to Wheeler Creek Trail. So this will come out right up here. Wheeler Creek Trail is as wide as a dirt road. I've done videos here before. Further down that way. I think it used to be an actual road. But our car is this way. Come on, crap. The last time I was hiking this trail, I found a wild apple tree up here. There were apples all over the ground. It's pretty cool. Somebody must have planted one at some point. It was kind of a random thing to find out here, and I think that was autumn as well. And that makes sense because that's when apples are ripe and available most of the time that I know of. All that downhill now, I'm paying for it. It's not a steep uphill, but it's just enough of a grade to be able to feel it. That's your dog. You can just climb it, no problem. Okay, uphill in the sun. Had to get rid of the flannel. Threw it in my pack. Feels good. Have the air moving amongst my upper body. Whew. Starting to get a little too humid beneath my shirt. Feels great. Basically, this trail goes directly to the Art Nord trailhead. So that's where we're going to end up eventually. This is where it goes from a looking like a road to more of a trail. And I welcome this shade. As you can hear, we have moved away from the creek. Come on, buddy. Where's the car? Where's the car? Wanna go for a ride? He knows where we're going. That picked up his pace a little bit. Oh, it's so incredibly beautiful. The orange, the yellow, the red mixed with the green and the different kinds of vegetation. It's just incredible. Look at this. This rock at some point had other rocks inside it. We've reached the part of the trail where I saw apples. And somewhere on the tree, somewhere on the ground. So I know they weren't just dumped there, they fell from the tree. But I don't see any this time. That was a few years ago. Maybe the apple tree has since perished. We are almost back to the car. His sun is brutal. Like, it's not even that hot. It's probably in the upper 60s, but hoofing it up the trail in this heat, you definitely feel it in every step. So thank goodness we're almost back. I have to say, I did not intend to hike the full loop. Originally, I had no game plan. And as I started hiking, I started thinking about that loop again. There's the parking lot over there. If I were to guess, this looks like the apple tree. The leaves are different than any other tree around. Maybe some of you experts out there know. The others are oaks and aspens, very identifiable. But this looks like a fruit tree, an old one. But I don't see any apples in it. If I were to guess though, I would say this is it. I don't see any on the ground here either. But I'm pretty sure this is the apple tree. There's not another tree around here like it. It's very different from the rest of the trees, all by itself. That's my guess. That's the apple tree. There's our stunning view. Parking lot. We hiked down through there, up into there, through Icebox Canyon on the other side of that mountain, and around and out this way. I think that's going to do it for this adventure. Thanks for joining me, guys, on this amazing hike. I will see you in the next video. Take care.